but corporations have not yet won.
Community still exists in small tucked-away areas not often talked about.
Artists and businesses beginning to thrive in places thought to be defeated.
Dave, I like to call him David Francis.
And I, Tom Maslowski,
are here to give you a glimpse of what's going down in downtown J-Town.
We're going to be interviewing all of our favorite musicians,
artists, and business owners
that give every ounce of themselves into what they do.
This is What's Going Down in Downtown J-Town. I am your host, Tom Maslowski, and with me, my co-host, cohort, and magic man, David J. Francis.
Hello.
Welcome. Tonight we have with us a Joliet favorite, Riverhorse. They're going to do their first song for us tonight.
What's up? We're Riverhorse, and we're going to play a song called Opal off our first album called Opal.
Something that's lost from my close mind to your hollow heart, the rays of the sun. They sing of brighter days, of different smiles and different faces. I've been to where we and you're feeling too. La-da-dee-dum, la-da-dee-dum, ba-dee-dum, la-da-dee-dum, ba-dee-dum, la-da-dee-dum, ba-dee-dum.
Gentlemen, thanks for coming in tonight. We appreciate that. Tell us a little bit about that first song.
That first song is actually a pretty old one. We released our first album, and that was the title track, Opal, at the end of 2014. And that was a demo that I had done, I don't know, maybe 2 years before. And with that album, it was a lot of just kind of figuring out how things could be. I started playing an open mic that John Condren hosted at Tribes in Mokina.
I remember that.
Yeah, really cool. That was my first experience with doing anything live, or actually like doing anything at all, really.
And now, I did have another question too. You were solo back in those days. Did you always have this band, or is this a recent development?
No, that's what I was saying. So I started playing those open mics at Tribes, and Scott and Austin and all our wonderful friends would come, and Scott would actually record me playing on his phone and go home and start playing drums to videos of me playing open mics. And we got together and started figuring out, we could do this together. So that first album, Opal, is just Scott and I. And later, Austin came. We've all been friends for like over 10 years or so. So it was kind of cool. It's really, like some friends kind of wanting to join me as I create my art, and they help me and provide their expertise, and it's a lot of fun. So that's how.
And where did you come from? Because I remember just meeting you and seeing you at the Tribes Ale House open mic night. How long had you been playing before that? Schooled? What started the whole thing going?
Tell us your entire musical background.
My
and the
entire
course that
musical
took you to this
background.
moment
I actually
right
started
here.
with a thrash metal band with Brian.
Oh, I forgot
yes,
about
it
that.
was.
Brian was
Yeah.
Brian was
That
a
is
wicked bass player.
surprising
That's
answer.
true.
He really was.
Yeah, I was in a high school thrash metal band. I played the bass actually, and I sang some background vocals. And
I think you have to be in a high school thrash metal
I-
band.
yeah.
Being
So
like
that's
any sort of
everyone's
prerequisite.
yeah.
It's just a part of growing up.
Yeah, it's the best. You get a little angst out, right? You learn some chops,
Yeah.
and your fingers get all fast. It's great.
that's right.
It's when you cut your hair off, you start putting on acoustic albums like he did,
That's actually that is what happened. I cut my hair and I started putting out more folky acoustic stuff, and now we're a 3-piece band. We're picking up in our sound and growing it back out. So
Now it's back in again. What did make you change? What was the first thing that made you decide that you didn't want to play metal anymore?
I think it was like the discovery of just different folk musicians. I think the first one that I had ever really listened to was Iron and Wine, and then I got into Devendra Banhart, and I thought it was like, brilliant.
Wait, back up there. Who was that first one?
Iron and Wine.
I do not know that at all.
Oh, really?
How recent is that?
Not very recent.
Is it like an older?
No,
folk
no, no,
band,
no,
or-
no. No, I'm not sure when he started, but it wasn't.
I mean, I first
long
heard it
time ago.
in high school. It was probably
They-
like 2007.
Yeah,
It was a while ago.
yeah.
It was-
Now, were you also in thrash? Like, how did you start off, Scott?
I was not. I mean, I've been playing drums, I don't know, maybe like 12 years. I was in like some, punk bands and stuff back
So
in
something
the day.
still fast.
Of
and heavy,
course,
yeah.
fast and
Angsty.
heavy.
Everything's
you
angsty
know,
when you're younger, man.
banging on stuff, but
Bob Dylan becomes angsty when you're younger.
Yeah.
I actually took like a step back, and I didn't hear any of Brian's music for a long time since his he first started, and then it was at one of those Tribes things. I heard him, I was like, oh my god, like that's really good, and that's when I approached him. I was like, dude, we need to play together, and actually, Opal, the song that we just played was I believe it was the first song that we had actually done together.
I think you're right.
I still probably have the video on my phone of us trying to get that song down. It was like the first one that I was like, man, this track's great. And it just kind of went from there.
Now, Austin, how did you get in with these guys? Have you also known them for as long?
This
since
is
high
actually
school?
my first day ever playing bass.
No.
No. We talked about it for a long time. Just, trying to figure some stuff out. I remember being at Scott's apartment one time and bringing just stringed instruments. Just, I brought a banjo over there once, another acoustic guitar, just kind of playing around with some stuff, see how it would sound.
So you're a multi-instrumentalist then?
Yeah, I got a couple things at home and just like to fiddle around, and we kind of landed on a bass and we started playing, and now we practice in my basement and
Oh,
just
okay.
keep it going. Yeah.
Plays
Oh.
mean clarinet, if you didn't know.
Yeah, I
mean
swear.
clarinet.
Clarinet.
All the string instruments.
Mean
you know, like
clarinet.
clarinets and-
I want to eat clear. but that's
Chocolate E clarinet.
Yeah.
Chocolate clarinet.
I will make as many food references as I possibly can.
Please
Key
do.
of.
Now, what was your first style of music that you played, Austin?
Oh man, I don't even remember. Probably just an acoustic guitar. Picked one up young, 12, 13. I don't know.
Did you do the whole metal thing, or were you always into this more?
I was
this
more of
style?
like the kid, like just trying to learn like the basic stuff. Like you learn like AC/DC,
Power
like,
chords.
Smoke on the Water. You know,
Sure.
like, like learning that for the first time was so sweet. Like,
Yep.
I would just play by myself or pick up whatever, and then you know, anything with the strings is cool. So I picked up like a banjo, ukulele.
I love
Just 'cause-
ukulele.
Yeah, and I got a dobro at home too. So they're just fun to mess around with.
Yeah, dobro's nice, man. You can't get anything like a dobro. That's a unique sound. Speaking of unique sounds, Brian, I think your voice is very unique. I dig it quite a bit.
Thanks.
Did you have any training? Did you just kind of just keep going with it? Just kind of listen to your gut sort of thing?
Well, those early demos that Sky mentioned that not many people have heard. And so basically I had those, and the first thing I ever did, besides the thrash metal, trying to sing and play, was at Tribes, and I had like a problem hearing myself sing, I guess, and so I started to amplify my voice and get more aggressive with it, and I guess it just kind of stuck. People were saying that it sounds cool. I still think it sounds like I'm really mad. But yeah, so I started doing that. I picked up that more aggressive voice and finger pick everything, and then I switched to an electric guitar. And when I did that, I thought that I needed something else to make it really stand out. So when I do solo gigs, I play a kick drum with my right foot and tambourine my left, and I did that for a while until these two joined us, and here we are.
I did like the one-man band version, too. That's been kind of a thing around here. Like John Till and
Right.
Ed Anderson.
Anderson,
I
yeah.
think it's really cool. I think it's a nice, like, unique way to just do a solo night. Now, is there ever going to be that again? Are you going to be strictly the band? I know once in a while I see you do the solo project. Is there something that inspires you to do one or the other?
No, it just depends on the show. I still do solo shows. Actually, I've done quite a few lately. It depends on the venue. I'm not very good at booking, so I take what we can get. And
Yeah, right. Sometimes you just can't afford to bring the whole band out. Is that right?
we can afford it. It's just like I played on Common Ground the other week, and I didn't. That's not really the greatest place to have a full band. Or
Why is that?
it's small and it's really made for singer-songwriters. I think it's got that feel to it. And it also depends like who I'm playing with. I played with Britt Dignan at that show, and he was doing a solo thing, and they want to, have a band and then a solo guy play. And
I was gonna say, yeah, I think it's kind of cool to see the back and forth. I think it helps, especially if you're playing a lot in the area. I think it's like a little extra variety that gets added in. I know I like hearing the different ways that the solo artist will play the songs, whether he's by himself or with the full
Yeah,
band.
because generally it seems to get changed up
oh, absolutely.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Tonally it's completely different. But I mean, a lot of people will do acoustic when they do solo, but you can maintain the electric, which I think is pretty cool. And then you still, like you said, you fill out the sound. But
Right,
it's
and that's
nice,
actually
not just always go to the old standby acoustic guitar.
Yeah, and that's something that kind of made the mistake with this last album we did. I still want to maintain like a singer-songwriter sort of vibe there in a lot of the songs that we do. And like a lot of times I'll record these songs by myself and think like this is as good as it's gonna get, and then I'll bring it to these guys and we'll just be messing around, and I'll think like, oh man, sounds like
Yeah.
I never imagined, and that's why you gotta really.
It also goes back to like, things that we've recorded in the past. We've been doing a lot lately, it seems like, of playing older songs differently, trying to
Right, and that song Opal.
Like that song Opal. If you
Yeah.
listen to the record, it does not sound anything
the
like
record
what we just
version sounds
played.
nothing
It's
like that. And
it's-
the original demo version sounds nothing like it.
right.
either.
It's kind of a mix of the both, actually.
Right.
But we've
Yeah, I
been
really
trying
enjoy that
to
about
we've been going back. There's a couple of songs that were either demos or just older songs that have been kind of redone that we've been trying to experiment with that honestly, I wish we could go back and do them again.
Yeah.
But it's
The ultimate.
it is
curse,
yeah,
right?
that is the ultimate curse. But you can't look back.
Well, that's
but
one of the things that John
Right.
Carter told me. He said, if you don't do it now, you never will. You always get better.
you
And
can't look back.
so
but
I guess you just got to do it. Go for it and whatever.
There is a point
Right.
of not necessarily law of diminishing returns, but sometimes it is. But like you have to just kind of like, it's good, and you have to move on
Right.
from it and say like this
Absolutely.
is as close to a completed thought as I could make it, instead
Yeah.
of like wasting too much time to strive for perfection.
And you
I
can
had
read.
an engineer who always called it going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
We were doing this. It was one song. We spent like 8 hours doing this song. There was a lot of layers, and people were learning the song on the spot. Some people were, It's like, all right, man, how did it go? It's like, and he just like chimed in. Oh, okay, here we go. Going down the rabbit hole, or are we good? We're good. We're good. So, where do we find your music? How many albums do you have? Do you have any videos? Where do we go to find some Riverhorse?
Well, we mostly use our Bandcamp. I really like Bandcamp, and so you could download everything
How
there.
many albums do you currently have out?
We have 2 albums. Opal that came out December of 2014, and On a Windy Tree came out early August of this year. And Opal is currently available on vinyl. You can get through PhonoFlow Records, and On a Windy Tree should be out early next year. And I just want to talk about PhonoFlow for a little bit. PhonoFlow Records, it's a small label. I was contacted by Nicholas Gagnon. I'm not sure if it's Gagnon or Gagnon, but he's from near Denver and has an interest in vinyl, and he does a terrific job. He knows all these people around the country that help to design vinyls unlike anything that I've ever seen before, and it's been really great.
How did he hear about you guys?
Actually, I made an Instagram, and I just started following random people just to, I put like 10-second clips of
You never know.
of our songs, right? And it worked out. I mean, look at what happened now. Got in contact with Nick and got these beautiful vinyl records. And he's a really talented artist as well. He does a lot of our artwork. We're going to be doing some T-shirts soon. And if you ever get a chance, you got to check out PhonoFlow if you're into vinyl, especially. I mean, the artists are all great that he finds, and the vinyls they print are unlike anything else.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to describe how these vinyls look.
I mean, they'll fill them with things, and
fill them with things.
Yeah,
There's ones with money. There's ones with sand that are filled. Dinosaur bones, I believe, glow in the
It's like-
dark.
Yeah,
Do
Glow in the
they
Dark, that's the
design
brother
the
of-
album covers for you? Is that what's happening?
And well, he actually does do a lot of that too, because I believe he's got a degree in some form of art. But yeah,
Some form.
Graphic
Whatever the good
design,
one
I'm
is.
sure.
He's got the
All
good
right,
one.
I believe that is the technical term. Yes.
but yeah, he's really, really great, and he has been helping us with some designs we want to do for T-shirts, and he did do the design for our last album, On a Windy Tree, and he did the design for the vinyl version of Opal as well.
So now, how do we find you on Bandcamp? Send us to the direct site.
Riverhorsemusic.bandcamp.com.
Excellent.
If you don't put music, you're gonna get some like Russian DJ.
Wait, no, that's our side project.
Just a side
Just so
project.
you
Yeah.
guys know.
And you can download everything like iTunes, whatever you got going
Yes,
on.
yeah, it's on iTunes and Amazon, and actually Spotify, Pandora. It's not hard.
All right, that was great. Riverhorse, thank you for being here tonight and playing a few songs for us. We really appreciate that. This has been What's Going Down in Downtown J-Town. Do you guys have one more song for us tonight?
As a matter of fact, we do. We have a brand new song. It's going to be on whenever we finish the next album. It will be a while, but we don't have a name for this song. We actually just wrote it, so here it goes.
Live in this moment forever. When it is done, it is done. There's no way around. living this dream now and then. Wake from the slumber, spell that we're under. I'll sing you to sleep once again. Remember the day that we found you buckled and fell to the floor. At first we were scared and underprepared. Now we don't worry no more. 'Cause whatever will happen will happen. Whatever will be, let it be. Life could pass by in the blink of an eye, and I hope that you'll spend with me. Mother would take us and photographs. Father would smoke his cigar. All of those people we love, they are gone. Know that they're never too far. 'Cause we married each other on doomsday. This day is forever our own. And we'll come soon by the light of the moon. Together we're dancing alone. What a beautiful day to say goodbye. Today we escape from this town. I'm lucky to spend it with you and smile at the sky fall down. I heard it on the radio. Ooh, I heard it on the radio. Ooh, I heard it on the radio. Ooh, I heard it on the